This is my and probably many Vietnamese people's childhood. I haven't made this in a while, so why don't make it today? I'm soaking some mushroom first. In a bowl goes 50 grams, half an ounce of wheat ear mushroom. We call this cat ear mushroom. And I'll pour in a lot of water, enough to cover the surface, and I'll set it aside. I'm gonna fry some tofu. I'm using a Teflon pan, but you can use any type, it doesn't matter. Set the heat to medium high and I'll pour in quite a lot of oil, enough to cover half the thickness of the tofu pieces. I'm having here a block of tofu, over 400 grams, 15 ounce, and I've cut it into 5 pieces. You can tell if the oil is hot enough by dipping a small portion of the tofu piece into the oil. If it sizzles, it's ready to go. I'll fry these pieces until they turn golden brown on one side. They will take around 5 minutes. Once they turn golden brown, I'll flip them over and fry the rest sides. When they're nice and brown, I'll take them out and put them on a plate with some paper towels underneath. Keep the oil pan cause we'll need it later. Next, this is really important. I'll cover the tofu plate with a pan or anything big enough to cover the whole thing tightly. The steam inside the tofu will come out and soften the skin. If you keep them this crunchy, they're gonna break when you try to stuff them. Again, this is really important. Next, I'm gonna prepare the stuffings. The mushroom now has doubled or tripled in size. I'll cut off the dirty part. It's like the root of the mushroom where it sticks to the wood. Just cut all the roots off. Then I'm gonna wash them one by one, making sure I've got all the dirt out. It doesn't take that long. Next, I'm gonna cut some tomatoes for the sauce. I'm using 3 tomatoes, 200 grams, half a pound. I actually did this later, but I think you should do it now, and I'll set them aside. Now I'll mince some shallots, about 2 tablespoons and a few cloves of garlic. Set them aside and I'll start working on the mushroom. I just roll it into a small piece and start cutting and chopping. You don't need to chop this finely and I'll put it into a bowl. I'm having here 200 grams, half a pound of minced pork. In goes half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and some pepper. I'll add half the amount of minced shallots in here, about 1 tablespoon. Mix, mix, mix. Oh, I forgot the mushroom. Just dump all of them in and mix again. I'll set the remaining shallots and garlic for the sauce. The tofu must be soft at this moment. I'll take off the pan, the lid, cut them in half, and carve out the inside tofu. See? The skin is so soft. Next, I'll smash the tofu that I just took out and put them into the meat bowl. I added too little here. You should use more tofu. Anyways, I'm gonna mix the meat again and stuff it in those empty tofu pieces. Still that pan on medium heat, I'm gonna put them in and fry until they turn golden brown, and set them aside one more time. You can eat them like this with some hot sauce. I'll make the classic tomato sauce. You can make the sauce while frying the stuffed tofu, which is what I'm doing here. In a pan on medium heat goes some oil, the remaining shallot, and garlic. I'll fry them until they turn golden brown and in goes the tomato. I'll brown the tomato until they're on the verge of burning and dilute them with some water. I just made up these scenes because I was a little rushed. It's gonna sizzle more in real life. I'll scrape the brown tomato in the bottom of the pan to prevent the sauce from burning. I'll cook this for a while and time for some seasoning. I'll add 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. You can use some salt and sugar instead. Mix, mix, mix and give it a taste. I'll put in some more, half a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar. When I'm happy with my sauce, I'll dump the tofu pieces in. Oops, my pan is too small. I'll cook this for 5 minutes on low heat, just to get the sauce inside those pieces. I'll sprinkle on some pepper and green onions and off the heat it goes. You can eat this with some rice or anything you want. I hate to say this over and over again in each video, but it's so good.